Hey guys, welcome and thanks for watching. Let's get into this. At Hokage Tower. So how was your first C rank mission, Hiruzen? It was fun. Naruto. Damn, dope, he and Kakashi were the only ones who got to fight, Sasuke thought. Okay Kakashi, give me a report of the mission. Hiruzen. Kakashi told him about the encounter with Zabuza, Haku and the Masked Man, and the death of the tyrant Gato, a Sharingan user. Could he be the one who released the Nine Tails 13 years ago? Hokage thought. Since this mission turned from C to a rank, you will be getting a rank payment. Hiruzen. Can we leave now, old man? Naruto. Naruto, be more respectful to the Hokage. Sakura. It is okay. I don't mind Naruto calling me that. You can leave except Kakashi. Hiruzen. Naruto and his teammates leave. So what do you want to talk about, Lord Hokage? Kakashi. Did Naruto display any other abilities on the mission? Hiruzen. Yes, he did. He has the ability use wind release and the raise non. He also told me about his dojutsu. Kakashi. What is its name? Hiruzen. It's called the Tenseigan. He said it has the similar abilities of the Rinnegan. Kakashi. A dojutsu that can rival the Rinnegan. Naruto is really powerful. Kakashi, notify me whenever Naruto displays his abilities. Hiruzen. Is it to come up with countermeasures in case he decides to betray the leaf? Kakashi. Yes. I hope it won't come to that. You can leave now, Hiruzen. Kakashi left. Time skip. They did about 30 D rank missions while the Chunin exams were fast approaching. Kakashi got his team together and showed up on time for once, probably to avoid pissing off Sakura. They were standing on a small bridge. Guys, I'm really proud of all of you, said Kakashi, smiling as he appeared on the rail of the bridge. You have all come a long way, so I have recommended all of you for the Chunin exams. If you want to participate, go tomorrow to room 301 in the academy and submit these applications, said Kakashi, throwing one to all three of them. Bye, said Kakashi before disappearing with body flicker. Sasuke walked off and Sakura followed, trying to get a date as she obviously didn't get the hint that Sasuke wasn't interested. Naruto decided to get some ramen. As Naruto was heading to Ichiraku's, he heard Konohamaru yelling, "Let me go." Naruto went to where he heard the commotion and saw Temari and Kankuro. Kankuro was squeezing Konohamaru painfully by his scarf. Kankuro put him down. "You're going to get us in trouble," said Temari. "Relax, Temari. We've got a bit of time until he gets here, we might as well have some fun," replied Kankuro. "I suggest you listen to your beautiful sister, as it is clear that she has a brain while you do not." Naruto smiles at Temari. Temari was surprised that this kid had just insulted her brother and blushed at the compliment of a handsome Naruto, while Kankuro snarled at being called brainless. "You know what, kid? You've offended me, so I'm going to teach this boy a lesson. Respect your betters," said Kankuro, who pulled back a fist and was about to slug Konohamaru in the face. Naruto appeared in an instant with a kunai pressed against Kankuro's neck. "Like I said, I suggest you listen, and you are not my better," said Naruto. Kankuro let Konohamaru down and let him move away and leave the area while Naruto backed off. He then pulled off what looked to be a mummy of his back. "What are you doing, Kankuro? Are you going to use the crow for this?" asked Temari, slightly worried. "Kankuro, you are an embarrassment to our village," said a voice from nowhere which sounded bored. The owner of the voice appeared in a swirl of sand in front of his comrades. "Oh hey Gaara," said Kankuro, scared. He turned and faced Naruto. "Shikaku's vessel," said Kuwabai. "I apologize for my brother," said Gaara, bowing deeply. "You don't have to apologize, Gaara." Naruto smiles. "What is your name?" "Gaara. My name is Naruto Ashira Otsutsuki." "Naruto Otsutsuki. Isn't that father's clan name?" Shikaku thought. Gaara asked him if he knows Hag Oromo Otsutsuki. Shikaku says to Gaara. "Mother asks if you know Hag Oromo Otsutsuki." "Gaara. He is my father. Tell Shikaku that father would be disappointed to see him act this way. And also tell him to stop torturing you, or else I will have to punish him." Naruto. He is father's son, Ashira. Shikaku thought. Well, I will be going now. Temari, I hope we can go on a date soon. Naruto. Yes, Naruto-kun. Temari smiled. Naruto smiled back and left. He went to Ichiraku Ramen. Hello sir, would you like to order Tuki? Old man Tuki, I feel hurt that you forget your favorite customer. Naruto. Wait, Naruto, is that you? Tuki. Yes. Naruto. You look so different now. Tuki. You mean handsome? Naruto. So I take it you want your regular. Tuki. Give me 2 miso ramen. Naruto. Just 2. Tuki. I don't eat as much as I used. Where is Ayam-chan? Naruto. Okay, 2 miso ramen coming up. She went to deliver some to customers. Tuki. Okay Naruto. After he finished eating, he paid Tuki and went home. The next day, Naruto met up with Sasuke and Sakura along his walk to the academy, so they all went together. When they arrived on the second floor, they saw Rock Lee being beaten up by 2 guards. Naruto knew he was faking being weak. It is time for the Uchiha brat to get his beat down, Kurama laughed. You do really hate the Uchihas, don't you, Ikas? I loathe them, Kurama. Naruto then looked at Tenten. Tenten is pretty. I feel bad that she will lose to Temari. Thought. Suddenly a punch was aimed at Tenten. Naruto appeared in an instant and blocked the punch aimed at her. You know it's not nice to hit a lady, said Naruto. Most of those around were surprised at how fast Naruto moved. Sasuke walked up with Sakura close behind and said, while you're at it, drop the genjutsu, it's pathetic. Most were wondering what Sasuke was talking about until the guard spoke up. So you saw through the genjutsu, huh? The guard charged Sasuke while Sasuke began to swing a kick. In an instant Lee appeared between both and stopped them with his hands. That's some chakra he's got in his arm, thought Sasuke. What are you doing? Aren't you the one who said we should hide our true strength, Lee? Said Neji. Sorry, but I. Lee broke off and looked at Sakura and then blushed. My name is Rock Lee. You are Sakura, right? Please be my girlfriend, I vow to protect you with my life, Lee said to Sakura. Definitely no, Sakura said. Why? Lee. Because you are weirdo. Sakura. Lee got a little sad hearing this. Naruto laughed at him. Hey you, what is your name? Neji said to Sasuke. It is common courtesy to give your own name before asking someone else's. Sasuke. Hey, you are a rookie, aren't you? How old are you? Neji. I am not obliged to answer that. Sasuke. What's that? Neji glared at Sasuke. Hey Sasuke, Naruto, come on, let's go. Sakura. After she said that, they went to walk to the examination room. But they were stopped by Lee. Hey you with the attitude, hold on. Lee said to Sasuke. What do you want? Sasuke. I want to fight right here and right now. Lee. You want to fight me here and now? Sasuke. Yes. My name is Rock Lee. You said it is common courtesy for a challenger to give his name first, Sasuke Uchiha. Lee. So you know me. Sasuke. I challenge you. Everyone is always talking about the Uchiha clan and how great they are. I want to see if it is true. I figured you would be a good test for me. And also Sakura, I love you. Lee. No, I would never love someone like you. Those eyebrows of yours are gross. Sakura screamed. Why the hell does this guy like Sakura? I wonder what the hell he sees in her. I hope he gives Sasuke a good beat down, thought Naruto. You have heard of the Uchiha clan and yet you are challenging me. You must be even more psycho than you look. If that is possible. You want to know more about my clan, then I will teach you the hard way. Sasuke. Bring it on. Lee said. Excellent, a match up against the number 1 rookie. I will draw him out and get him to reveal his technique, and I will prove myself to you guys, sensei. Lee thought. Okay, let's fight. Sasuke. Sasuke has unlocked his Sharingan. You should take this serious. I am currently the strongest genin in the leaf. Lee. Finally interested. Sasuke accepts his challenge. And attacks. He's instantly met with Lee's leaf whirlwind and goes flying backwards. Getting back up. Sasuke prepares. Resorting to his Sharingan to figure out Lee's technique this time. Again. This is futile, and Lee explains it's because his techniques are neither ninjutsu or genjutsu, but mere taijutsu, also known as martial arts. with hand-to-hand combat. The Sharingan isn't helpful. Even if he can see the techniques, one's body cannot move fast enough to react. Lee uses the shadow of the dancing leaf to kick off his next move in order to finish off Sasuke. But a large turtle stops him before he carries this out. The turtle seemingly reprimands Lee for using a forbidden technique, leaving Team 7 to think the turtle is Lee's sensei. Might Guy, his actual sensei, appears on top of the turtle and punches Lee across the face as punishment, proceeding to hug him and cry afterward. Team 7 are dumbstruck, and Sasuke can't believe he was beaten by what he perceives as a freak. Guy asks the team how his eternal rival, Kakashi, is doing. He's ahead in their match record, which stands at 50 wins and 49 losses. Guy also says that he is much faster and stronger than Kakashi. When Guy leaves, Lee confesses that he is not the strongest genin, Niji Hyuga. His teammate is. Naruto tells Sasuke why he lost, saying that Lee obviously trains harder than him. In the end, the team focuses their attention on the Chunin exams. After the fight, the Team 7 and Lee all headed to room 301, where the first phase of the Chunin exam would be held. When they got there they were greeted by Kiba. So once again the rookies are together again, Hyakamaru, said Kiba. Ino hugged Sasuke from behind, causing Sakura to begin yelling at her, and this kept up for a while. So troublesome, said the familiar voice of Shikamaru with Koji close behind munching on chips. Well Shikamaru, I didn't expect to see you here. Isn't this too much work for you? Asked Naruto, half joking half surprised. Yeah, but Asuma-sensei made us, so here we are, replied Shikamaru, sounding very bored. You guys might want to keep it down, you're attracting a lot of attention, said a boy with black eyes with gray hair kept in a ponytail wearing circular glasses. He also wore a dark purple shirt with a white undershirt and a white sash around his waist worn at an angle, dark purple pants, blue sandals, and a shuriken holster on his right leg. Who are you? Asked Sasuke. Me? I'm Kabuto Yakushi. You must be the rookie genin, he stated. Yeah, we are, replied Sasuke. Well, maybe I can help you out then, said Kabuto, who then proceeded to talk about who came to the exams and what generally happened, as well as his 7-in-a-row streak of failure and finally his ninja info cards. He still insults the Sound Village. Show me what you have on Gaara of the Desert, Rock Lee and Naruto Ashura at Otsutsuki, said Sasuke. Naruto smirked at Sasuke. Okay, first up, Gaara of the Desert. His teammates are Temari and Kankuro of the Desert, who are also his siblings, and it says here he has completed 8 C ranks and a B rank without getting a single scratch. In fact, he has never been injured. The genin were stunned until Kabuto moved on. Rock Lee teammates Niji Hyuga and Tenten Sensei Might Guy. His taijutsu has increased dramatically over the past 12 months, but the rest of his skills are virtually non-existent. He has completed 20 D ranks and 11 C ranks. Just as Kabuto was about to read Naruto's info, Naruto grabbed the card and tore it apart. You should not give someone's information without their permission, Kabuto. Naruto. Shikamaru grew suspicious of Kabuto, because he had classified information that only a Kage would have access to. Hey, that guy called us little, said one of the Sound genin. He had spiky dark hair and dark eyes. He wore a beige shirt with 2 black stripes and 3 prints which said death down the front. His forehead protector had a face guard. As with his teammates, he wore a snake-patterned scarf around his neck. Well, let's teach him a lesson, said the other Sound genin. He had bandages covering most of his face, leaving only his left eye uncovered. He also wore a large poncho with long sleeves, a snake-patterned scarf around his neck, and a straw raincoat protruding from the back of his scarf. His back was hunched, which made him look smaller than he actually was. The Sound team dashed around the room before the one who spoke first threw a kunao at Kabuto, who jumped back to avoid them. However, in an instant the genin who looked like a mummy revealed a gauntlet with holes in it and swung his fist, barely missing Kabuto. Kabuto stood up and then his glasses broke. Oh, I see, it was that kind of an attack, he said, taking off his glasses. However, something else was happening and he clutched his stomach in pain, coughing up blood. Kabuto, are you alright? Asked Sakura. Put this in your information. The genin of the Sound will all be genin when this exam is over, said the sound ninja who threw the kunai. Suddenly a large cloud of smoke appeared and about 16 leaf ninja were revealed as the smoke faded away. The big one in the middle had a sadistic grin and said, I am Ibiki Marino, the first proctor of these Chunin exams and as of now, your worst nightmare. Thanks for waiting, I am Marino Ibiki, the examiner for the Chuyunin selection exam's first test. Ibiki said. We will now start the first test in the Chuyunin exam. Instead of your current seating arrangements, you will pick one of these numbers and sit in the seat where the numbers are. We will then hand out the exams, Ibiki said. The first test, Naruto thought nostalgic as he sat next Hinata. Kid, when are you gonna go after the Hyuga? Akaz. Maybe after the Chunin exams. Naruto thought. Now there are many important rules to this first test. I'll write it on the board while I explain. But questions will not be allowed. So listen carefully, Ibiki said. Rule 1. The test works on a point deduction system. Unlike regular tests, you all start off with a perfect score of 10 points. If you answer 3 questions wrong, your score is 7. Rule 2. Every time a person is caught cheating, they will lose 2 points. Get caught cheating 5 times and you fail. That is what the sentinels you see to your sides are for. They will monitor you. Anyone caught cheating doesn't deserve to be here. Finally, you will be scored together with your team, and if one person on your team gets a 0, you all fail. The 10th question will be given out 45 minutes from now. Finished, Ibiki. Sakura paled and started worrying about Naruto getting a 0, as she still didn't think he was intelligent but rather saw him as an idiot. Now begin, announced Ibiki. Everyone started to read the questions and many quickly realized that they didn't know the answers for many, if not all of the questions, and came to the conclusion that they had to cheat. There were many different methods of cheating, such as using Jujutsu, using pets to find answers, mirrors, and even jutsus. Naruto finished with his answers. Now all I have to do is sit back and wait, thought Naruto. As Naruto was about to lean back, a kunai whizzed past his face and into the chest of the person behind him. What was that all about? Asked the genin. 5 strikes and you're out, you just failed the test, said the genin who threw the kunai. What, it can't be, cried the genin. The trend of failure continued and many teams failed. About 15 in total, and now the time of the 10th question was approaching. Kankuro chose that time to walk in just as Ibiki was getting ready to ask the 10th question. Ah, you've returned. I hope your trip to the bathroom was enlightening, said Ibiki with a small grin. Kankuro appeared nervous but walked back to his seat while dropping a tiny rolled up scroll near to Mary. Now listen carefully and try not to let the rules frighten you. Very well. Rule number 1. Each of you is free to not take the question. It's your decision. Begun, Ibiki. Whoa, so what's the catch? Say we don't want to take the question, asked Mary. If you refuse to take the 10th question regardless of your answers to the other 9, you get a 0. Meaning you fail along with your teammates, replied Ibiki. Murmurs went around of people saying that they would definitely take the question. Before Ibiki spoke, you didn't let me finish. If you choose to take the question and answer it wrong, you and your teammates will be barred from taking the Chunin exams forever. Hey, that's bull, there are lots of people who have taken this exam before, said Kiba angrily. Ibiki chuckled and said, I guess you're just unlucky. I wasn't making the rules before, but I am now. Of course, if you don't want to take it, you don't have to. If you're not feeling confident, then by all means skip it and come back and try again next year, said Ibiki, who then laughed. Now then, the 10th question. Those who don't want to take it, raise your hand. Your number will be recorded and then you're free to go. Finished, Ibiki. After a while, the person next to Naruto cracked, I'm out, he said, and apologized to his teammates. As soon as this happened, many more quit. Sakura watched Naruto and thought he wouldn't put his hand up because he was stubborn. I can't let you do this to yourself, Naruto, thought Sakura while she begun to raise her hand. Naruto, your teammate is about to raise her hand, Ikaz. Naruto saw this happening. He raised his hand first. Many people were shocked at this turn of events, but then Naruto slammed his hand down and stood up. Don't underestimate me. I don't quit and I don't run. You can act tough all you want, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care if I'm stuck as a genin for the rest of my life. I'll still be the greatest the ninja ever. Finished Naruto before sitting down. There, that stopped her, thought Naruto in relief. This decision is one that could change your life. If for any reason you would rather quit, now is your last chance, said Ibiki. No way, I never go back on my word, that's my ninja way, replied Naruto confidently. Interesting, that little outburst has given the others some backbone. He has persuaded them into staying. 78 left. More than I expected. But I don't see anyone wavering, I think that's it, thought Ibiki while looking around. The Chunin nodded to him and he nodded back. Well then, I admire your determination. If nothing else, for those of you remaining, there is only one thing left to do, and that's for me to tell you. You all pass the first exam, said Ibiki. What? Do you mean we pass? Where is the 10th question? Asked Sakura. There wasn't one, or at least not a written one. Your decision to stay here was the answer to the 10th question, said Ibiki, smiling widely. So does that mean those other 9 questions you gave us were just a waste of time? Is that what you're saying? Asked Temari. No, not at all. Quite the opposite. They had a very important underlying purpose. The first 9 questions were to test your ability to surreptitiously gather strategic intelligence under the most adverse circumstances, informed Ibiki. Oh well, that clears up everything, said Temari, confused. Let me explain. My objective was to test how well you function as a part of a team, which is why you were scored as a team, so you would know that everything you would do or fail to do would affect your teammates. I wanted to see how you would cope with the pressure. The first 9 questions on the test were difficult, or as you may have realized, too difficult for any genin to be able to solve. I imagined many of you quickly realized you had to cheat to have any chance of passing. In fact, the test was designed to encourage cheating. It almost demanded it. Of course it would have done you little good if you had no one to cheat from, which is why I had 2 genin disguised to sit in with you. Those who were caught at it failed. Better not to cheat than to cheat clumsily. Information. It can be the most valuable weapon in battle. How well you gather it can be the difference between failure and success. There will be times when you will have to risk your life to get in, said Ibiki, taking off his forehead protector and revealing a mangled skull. Man, what a mess. Scars and puncture wounds. What he must have endured, whispered Sasuke. Of course, you must always consider the source of your information. Intelligence gathered from the enemy is not necessarily accurate. Always bear this in mind. Disinformation can be worse than no information at all. It can lead to the death of comrades or the loss of a village. That's why I put you in the position that you would have to gather accurate intelligence. Cheat in order to survive, and that's why those who weren't good enough at it were weeded out, leaving the rest of you. Finished Ibiki. Okay, but I'm still not getting what the whole 10th question thing is all about, said Temari. You're not. The 10th question was the whole point of the exam, surely you see that? Asked Ibiki. Sure, but explain it anyway, said Sakura. As I said before, the purpose was to test you as part of a squad, not just individuals. The final question gave you 2 options. Both difficult. Play it safe, knowing that would mean you fail or take a risk and possibly be stuck as a genin forever. It was a no-win situation. The type genin have to deal with every day. Let me give you a hypothetical. You need to retrieve a sacred document. You have no idea how many ninja there are guarding it, furthermore you have reason to believe they expect you. Can you pass up the mission to live another day? No, of course not. Many missions genin take appear almost suicidal if you think about them. But you do not think about them. You think only of accomplishing the mission through courage and discipline. These are the qualities required of a genin squad leader. Those who choose the safer of 2 paths. Those whose determination would falter in the face of adversity. Those who would put their comrades' lives in jeopardy worrying about their own lives. Those who would save their necks at the price of sacred honor will never be able to call themselves genin. At least while I'm around. As for the rest of you, you have successfully answered the 10 questions I put to you. You have earned the right to continue on with the next step. You have passed through the first gate, and I hereby declare this part of the genin selection exams completed. There is nothing left but to wish you all good luck, said Ibiki. Just then something flew through the window. 2 konao attached to a cloth were thrown into the roof and a person emerged. The person had light brown, pupil-less eyes. Her violet hair was done up in a short, somewhat spiky ponytail. She was wearing a tan overcoat, complete with a fitted mesh bodysuit that stretched from her neck down to her thighs. She wore a dark orange mini skirt, as well as a leaf forehead protector. A small pendant that looked like a snake fang on a thick cord rather than a chain to prevent it from being easily torn off in combat. A wristwatch. And shin guards. She also wore a dark blue belt around her waist that connected to her skirt that had an appendage-like sash. This isn't the time to be celebrating. I'm your next proctor. Anko Mitarashi, said the woman. Naruto, you definitely have to add her to your harem. Akaze. Yes. Naruto thought. You're early. Again. Said Ibiki. Anko blushed in embarrassment. She then looked around before speaking. How many are there? Ibiki, you let all these guys pass. Your test was too easy. You must be getting soft. Or it could be a stronger group of candidates this year. Replied Ibiki. Trust me when I'm through with them. More than half will be eliminated. Anko said with a sadistic smirk. More than half. Sakura thought fearfully. This is going to be fun. You maggots have had it easy so far, but things are going to be different now. Go home now and I'll tell your squad leaders where and when to meet me for the second exam. Dismissed. Said Anko. All of the Chunin candidates left. The next day. The genin were standing in front of a forest surrounded by metal gates 3 meters high with heaps of locks and warning signs. Whoa, nice place. What is it? Said Kiba. This is the location for the second stage of the exam, the 44th Battle Training Zone. But we call it the Forest of Death. Said Anko. Wow, this place creeps me out. Said Sakura. Well, we call it the Forest of Death for a reason, and soon enough you're going to find out why. Said Anko, grinning. Naruto huffed before mocking Anko. They call it the Forest of Death, and soon enough you're going to find out why. Who do you think you're trying to intimidate? Do your worst. So looks like we've got a tough guy. Said Anko, smiling before throwing a kunao at Naruto. The kunao scratched his cheek. After throwing the kunao, Anko body flickered behind Naruto and told him it is always the cocky ones that die first. Instantly Naruto appeared behind her. He hugged her from behind. Anko-chan, don't try something like that again. I would hate to hurt someone as pretty as you. Naruto whispers in her ear. He is good, thought the other Chunin candidates. What, he got behind me? He feels so warm, Anko thought. Naruto let her go. Now before we begin this test, I have something you all need to sign and agree to. It is a standard consent form which shows that if you die, the Leaf and I are in no way accountable. Otherwise, if you die, I would be held responsible. Said Anko, who then started laughing. This test is a survival test. You need to get through the battle zone. You will each enter through one of the 44 entrances and need to make your way to the center. To a locked tower. To pass. All you need to do is get a set of these 2 scrolls. One heaven and the other earth, and arrive at the tower with all of your teammates. Finished, Anko. Both scrolls? Asked Sasuke. Yes, so half will be going after the heaven scroll while the other half will be going after the earth scroll. Anything goes, but there is only one rule. You must never open either scroll. Said Anko seriously. The genin signed the forms. After signing them, Anko assigned the teams to a gate. All the genin arrived at a gate and waited until the signal was given at 3 p.m. Time passed until there were 10 seconds to go. Alright maggots, the second test begins in 3, 2, 1. Now. Announced Anko. The gates opened and all the teams rushed in. Only 5 minutes in, the sounds of a team screaming were heard outside of the forest. Looks like the fun has begun. I look forward to seeing to what you achieve, kid. Said Anko. With Team 7. Okay, I'm going to go ambush a team. The rest of you head to the tower. Said Naruto. Just why should we listen to you? Loser. Sasuke asked. Yeah, what can you do on your own? Asked Sakura. Naruto then released his killing intent and said, I can get the scroll. Keep in mind that I am stronger than both of you. Sasuke grumbled, but he knew that Naruto was right and that he was more capable and the stronger than him. Fine, but if you die, loser, I'll bring you back and kill you again for making us fail. Said Sasuke while smirking. Know that? That applies to you as well. Uchiha. After all, you won't be able to avenge anyone if you're dead. replied Naruto arrogantly. Sasuke huffed and he along with Sakura left. With Naruto tracked down a team hidden rain team. He saw that they were setting up traps. One had wire which he was looping around the trees and certain branches, while the other was placing paper bombs in the spots furthest away from any ninja wire to trap those who escaped the wire while the last kept watch. Naruto killed the one on watch with the water pistol jutsu. He then killed the other two with a wind spear. He searched their corpses and found the earth scroll he needed, pocketed it and left to rejoin his team. With Sasuke and Sakura. Sasuke and Sakura were hopping along the trees and were about halfway to the tower when Sasuke felt that they were being followed. Sasuke put his hand out and mouth followed to Sakura and she understood. They set up a few wire traps which would launch Konao if tripped, but other than that kept going as fast as they could to the tower. When they were only about 500 meters away, a Konao with an explosive tag attached to it landed near them. They all jumped away before it exploded and looked in the direction it came from. A grass ninja with a straw hat was there and looked at Sasuke before speaking. I think your trap making skills need some work. Although maybe you were in a rush. After all, the prey must never let down its guard in the face of its predator. The ninja looked them all in the eye and they all saw their deaths. Sasuke and Sakura were greatly affected by the grass ninja's killing intent. Sasuke and Sakura were paralyzed by fear. They couldn't move an inch. Orochimaru used this opportunity to give Sasuke the curse mark. When Sasuke received the mark, he became unconscious. Oh, it seems your teammate is on his way here, Orochimaru said before he disappeared. Just who was that? Asked Sakura, who was still rather shaken. With Naruto. Naruto was on way to his team when he felt a dark presence near him. He turned to dodge a sword strike. The unusual thing was that the sword was being held by a tongue. Naruto jumped back to avoid the second slash aimed at his head and to survey his opponent. It was a grass ninja wearing a straw hat and had an abnormally long tongue. Well, it seems that you aren't as helpless as your teammates, though it would seem, said the ninja while swallowing his sword. The ninja then proceeded to release some of his killer intent. Naruto released his own. If isn't Orochimaru, Naruto said as he released his killing intent. You know me. Interesting. To think you can stand up and return my killing intent. Orochimaru. I am interested in using your services. Naruto. What do you need of me? Orochimaru. Naruto then tells him about his powers and the Otsutsuki clan and its threat to humanity. To think there is a clan that has all the three great dojutsu. Orochimaru said, excited. If you help me fight against them, I will give you Otsutsuki corpses to experiment with. Naruto. Yes, I will help you, Orochimaru said, excited. Does the Hokage know about the Otsutsuki clan? Orochimaru. No. Naruto. I guess I should call off my invasion. Orochimaru. No, you can continue with that, Naruto. So the talk about becoming Hokage was a lie. You do hate the village as much as I do. Orochimaru grins. Yes. Naruto. This was a nice chat. I will be going now. I look forward to working with you, Naruto-kun. And you go to your teammates before my sound ninja. Take care of them. Orochimaru laughed while turning into mud, leaving Naruto. See you soon, said Naruto, and with that he was off. Naruto arrived to see Sasuke and Lee were unconscious. Sakura was badly beaten and bleeding. Koji looked beaten up but was on his feet. Ino was passed out and being held by Shikamaru, who looked relatively unharmed. The area they were in was torn up and all the trees around the clearing were missing branches from heavy hits. Would you guys like some help? Asked Naruto from the branch he was standing on. Yes, Shikamaru. Okay, since you don't need my help, I will take a nap. Naruto. You bastard, come help us. Shikamaru yells. Oh great, more leaf ninja, you guys are like cockroaches, slam one down and two more crawl out. Said the bandaged sound ninja. I just kidding, Shikamaru. Naruto. Naruto blitz the sound ninja. In no time at all the ninja were badly beaten. While this was going on, almost all genin conscious were thinking, is this Naruto? Naruto was about to punch Dosu in the gut but stopped a hair away. Sasuke rose up covered in purple chakra and had strange marks covering half of his body. Sakura. Who did this to you? He asked in a calm voice. We did, and you're going to experience the same thing they did. Boasted one of the sound ninja. Zaku, no wait. Cried Dosu, who Naruto was next to. Slicing sound wave, yelled Zuko while blasting air out of his palms at Sasuke. Sakura and Lee. When the dust cleared, nothing was there. See Dosu, nothing to worry about, said Zuko before Sasuke appeared behind him and struck him with his forearm, sending him into Naruto, who stabbed both his arms with a wind blade sword in quick jabs before kicking him away. Sasuke appeared behind him and grabbed his arms with his foot on his back. You seem very proud of these arms. Very attached to them, said Sasuke while pulling his arms. Arg, my arms. W, what are you doing? Asked Zuko while crying out in pain due to having his arms dislocated. Looks like you're the only one left, stated Sasuke before walking to Dosu. No, stop, yelled Sakura before clamping onto Sasuke from behind. Please stop, she whimpered. Sasuke turned, looked at her, and the marks begun to recede. You two are strong. In fact, too strong for us, said Dosu in pain. We will make a trade. We will give you our scrolls if you spare us, said Dosu. Keep it, said Naruto, who pulled out their heaven scroll as well as the earth scroll he retrieved. Very well, but next time we won't run from you. We will fight, said Dosu while picking up his teammates and then leaving. After he left, there was uncomfortable silence before Naruto spoke up. Well, that was fun. He laughed cheerfully while everyone blinked and stared at him, wondering how could be so childish. Is there something on my face? He said, noticing everyone's looks. No, it is nothing. Shikamaru. Ino went over to Sakura and Tenten shook Lee awake. Sakura, what's the deal with Naruto? He has gotten stronger, asked Ino. He has changed a lot since the academy. That part we remember from the academy is still there somewhere. But sometimes he becomes a totally different person and kills without remorse. But he is still nothing compared to Sasuke, she replied. Ino stored that bit of information away before getting on Sakura's case for hugging Sasuke, who responding in kind, teasing her about how she is jealous. Shikamaru and Koji were sitting with Naruto, both giving him curious glances until he spoke. What? They looked at him before Koji asked what was that all about. What was what about? He replied, feigning stupidity. When did you get so strong? Supplied Shikamaru, who was also intrigued about Naruto. That is a secret, he replied with a smile. Koji accepted this while Shikamaru was wondering when Naruto changed. Niji was the most suspicious, as his Byakugan had been activated when he arrived and saw traces of purple chakra on the Uchiha, felt evil, and the chakra coming from Naruto dojutsu was similar to the Byakugan. Interesting, thought Niji before jumping down to Lee and Tenten. Line break. After a while, the Leaf Ninja left 3 at a time until it was Sasuke, Sakura and Naruto left. We need to get to the tower. Sakura needs medical attention now, stated Naruto while picking Sakura up. Sasuke nodded and Sakura helped him up and they left, heading to the tower, while Sakura told Naruto what happened about how Orochimaru ambushed them, how Sasuke had gotten bitten, and how she tried fighting of the Sound Ninja until Lee and Team 10 arrived. Sakura know this. If you don't train, you are only a burden to this team, said Naruto. Sakura was going to retort, but Naruto's until told her. Sasuke will become more interested in you if you become stronger. Time skip. They arrived at the tower with no trouble and entered to find a scroll with writing on it hanging from the wall, which Sakura started reading. If qualities of heaven are your desire, acquire wisdom to take your mind higher. If earthly qualities are what you lack, train your body and prepare to attack. When heaven and earth are open together, the perilous path will be righteous forever. This something is the secret way that guides us from this place today. She finished. Something? Questioned Sasuke. It looks like there is a word missing or something, replied Sakura. I think it means we should open the scrolls now. Naruto and Sasuke opened one each. The scrolls exploded into smoke, and in the smoke there was a man. They waited for the smoke to clear until the person was visible. It's you, said Sasuke. Hey guys, long time no see, said Iruka smiling. Iruka-sensei, what are you doing here? Asked Sakura. I'm here to welcome you back and congratulate you on passing the second phase of the Chunin exams, said Iruka smiling. Iruka told them about the purpose of the second exam, which in addition to survival, was to test the integrity of the ninja to not read classified documents, or in this case the scrolls. After that he bid them farewell and they went into the tower's inner area. Naruto found out that Kiba's team had already arrived as well as Gaara's team. Since there were still 2 days until the exams were over, Naruto decided to spar with his clones. After placing Sakura in the designated medical ward so they could look her over, he looked around for a place where he could be alone and found the arena for the preliminaries. He created clones and started sparring. Time skip. After 2 hours Naruto had decided he had enough practice. He was about to leave the area when Gaara approached him. "Naruto otsutsuki," he said in that same monotonous tone he always used. "Gaara," replied Naruto, inclining his head slightly to see Gaara as he was sitting on the floor. "Would you look into my eyes?" Naruto said as his eyes changed into the Mangekyo Sharingan. Naruto used a genjutsu on him. He showed Gaara their battle and how he changed him. "You defeated me." "What was that?" "Gaara. I am from the future, Gaara. That was my memories. I can fix your seal for you, Naruto." "Thanks, Naruto." "Gaara." Naruto then fixed Gaara's seal. "What are you gonna do about the invasion?" "Gaara." "Nothing, Naruto." "Well, let's talk soon," Gaara says as he offers Naruto a handshake. "Don't break Lee's leg this time," Naruto said as he shakes his hand. "Yes, Gaara." With Kabuto. Kabuto and his team meet with Orochimaru before the next stage of the exam start, and Kabuto gives him the intel he's gathered on Sasuke. "You two can leave. There is something I want to say to Kabuto in private." "Orochimaru." The two leave. "So what is you want to talk about, Lord Orochimaru?" Kabuto. "I have allied myself with Naruto otsutsuki." Orochimaru. "Allied? You make it sound like he is your equal." Orochimaru. "Kabuto, he is far stronger than me." Orochimaru. "He is stronger than Orochimaru. Maybe I should consider serving him," Kabuto thought. 2 days later. The second phase of the exams was now over. The teams that made it were, Team 7, 8 and 10. Guy's team. The Sound team. The Sand team and Kabuto's team. The teams assembled in the arena that Naruto had been sparring in before, with the Hokage standing in front of the genin with their jounin behind him. He told them that the Chunin exams serve the purpose of not only testing ninja, but also of moderating the levels of the ninja in each nation as well as developing friendship. "Just tell me the details of the exam, I can handle anything you can throw at me," said Gaara when the Hokage finished speaking and answering other questions. "Very well, I will now tell you exactly what the details of the third exam are," said the Hokage. Just then Hayate appeared bowing in front of the Hokage and asked him if he could speak first. To which the Hokage obliged. Hayate explained that they needed to hold a preliminary as there were too many people, which was met with cries of outrage. But he justified it by talking about the fact that many important nobles and feudal lords would be coming to see them and they didn't want to waste their time, and that they were only looking for the best of the best shinobi. "The preliminaries will begin immediately. If any of you aren't in top physical condition, now is the time to quit," said Hayate. Kabuto gave up but no one else did. Sakura wanted Sasuke to, but he told her that the only reason he fights is to test himself and that all the best are here. "So what, am I supposed to just watch you suffer?" "I can't bear to watch," cried Sakura. "Then don't watch. But stay out of it, has nothing to do with you. I am an Avenger. Whether I become a Chunin or not means less than nothing to me. My goal is to test myself against the best, and the best of the best are all here," replied Sasuke. "Sasuke, she just cares about you. You don't have to be so mean," Naruto said playfully. "Naruto, you are one of the ones I want to fight the most," said Sasuke, grinning. "That is if you make it to the finals, Naruto. Now, the preliminaries will follow sudden death elimination of one-on-one matches, with only the winner moving on to the third exam. As for the rules, there are none. You will fight until one dies or concedes defeat or is rendered physically incapable of continuing. Naturally, those who are losing are encouraged to quit, to avoid having a fatal outcome. Also, as proctor, I will intervene if the situation seems hopeless, to save as many lives as possible. Now we will see what fate is in store for you," said Hayate. Anko spoke a command and a panel on the back wall diagonal from the hands opened, revealing a screen. The panel you see will give the names of the two competitors who are chosen completely at random. I guess there is nothing more to say, so let's begin. Concluded Hayate. The screen begun going through names and landed on Suzuki Uchiha vs Yoroi Akadu. Could everyone whose name was not just Joan please go to the upper level? Said Hayate. Kakashi walked by Suzuki and said, don't use your Sharingan. If you let that curse seal take over, I'll have to jump in and stop the match. Good luck. Stop the match. Thought Suzuki in fear of not being able to fight. Good Suzuki Uchiha. Yoroi Akadu, are you ready? Asked Hayate. Yeah. Confirmed Suzuki. Yes. Agreed Yoroi. Yoroi's appearance was greatly concealed by the mask he wore around his mouth that hung to around his neck. Sunglasses that obscured his eyes and his forehead protector which he wore like a bandana. He also wore what appeared to be the standard attire of his team, consisting of a high-collared, sleeveless, navy blue shirt with a short-sleeved white one underneath, a simple obi around his waist, pants, sandals and fingerless gloves. In that case, let the first match of the preliminaries begin, announced Hayate. Suzuki jumped back and pulled out a kunai while Yoroi put his hand in front of his body and surrounded it with chakra. Yoroi flung 3 shuriken at Suzuki and who sent them back with his kunai. Ugh! Cringed Suzuki. Damn it, this thing is responding to my chakra, thought Suzuki as he raised his hand to his curse seal. You're mine! Shouted Yoroi as he charged at Suzuki. Suzuki swept his leg and locked Yoroi's arm between his legs. Got him! Suzuki smirked at Yoroi for thinking he had him captured, but then Yoroi turned his hand around and grabbed Suzuki's collar. I feel so weak, thought Suzuki. Yoroi then brought his arm down and intended to hit Suzuki's solar plexus, but Suzuki released his hold and slid away. Got you! Said Yoroi, who leapt up and grabbed Suzuki by his head and pushed him to the ground. My chakra? What are you doing? Gasped Suzuki. Haha, you're just noticing it now. Are you? Laughed Yoroi. So weak. What am I going to do? Thought Suzuki. At that moment thought about how weak he was compared to others. Zabuza Naruto the grass ninja and attack it. Why am I so weak? Suzuki thought. Suzuki, are you gonna get beaten by this weakling? If you can't even beat this him, then how are you gonna kill your brother? Naruto. Hearing Naruto say this lit a fire inside Suzuki. I won't lose here, said Suzuki. Suzuki coiled up his legs and extended them quickly, pushing Yoroi off him. When he was getting up he saw Lee. That's it? He thought before charging at Yoroi. Suzuki flipped onto his hand and gave Yoroi a powerful super kick which sent him into the air. Suzuki then used the dancing leaf shadow and appeared behind Yoroi in midair. Okay, I'll admit I borrowed that move. But from here, it's all original, said Suzuki. Suzuki swung his leg to kick Yoroi in the ribs. Yoroi blocked it, but it was a distraction as Suzuki used the momentum to swing his arm up and nail Yoroi in his neck and send him flying down. Come back, I'm not done yet, said Suzuki, who then kicked him down and finally gave him an axe kick, smashing him onto the floor while saying Lion's Barrage. Hayate looked at Yoroi and Suzuki. Yoroi was unconscious and Suzuki was still conscious but tired. Winner. Suzuki Uchiha. Hayate announced. Kakashi appeared behind Suzuki and said, let's go, we need to get that mark sealed up. Can't we go after the matches? Asked Suzuki. No sorry, said Kakashi, giving his eye smile and body flickered with Suzuki. After they left, the board spit out 2 more names. Next match, Shino Abarame vs Sakuabumi. Will the contestants please come down? Called Hayate. Line break. Suzuki and Kakashi were in a dimly lit room with candles being the only light source. Suzuki was shirtless and sat in the middle of a large seal array. Okay Suzuki, the seal I'm about to put on you will seal up the curse mark. However, it is only as strong as your will, so you have to make sure it doesn't break, said Kakashi. Kakashi made numerous hand signs before saying curse sealing. Suzuki cried out in pain for a while as all the kanji crawled across the floor and his body and went inside the curse mark, forming a ring around the mark, at which point he passed out. With Shino. If you fight me you won't be able to recover. Forfeit, said Shino in his stoic monotone voice. Hey, what do you know, looks like I have a bit of movement in one. said Zaku as his left arm started twitching before he pulled it out of the sling and aimed it at Shino. One good arm is all I need to beat you, shouted Zaku as he charged at Shino. Zaku attempted a straight punch at Shino's face, but Shino raised his arm and blocked it. I told you. You can't beat me, spoke Shino. Oh yes, slicing sound wave, shouted Zaku as air came rushing out of the hole in his palm which blasted Shino away. With Kakashi. My, you've grown, Kakashi. To think you can perform the curse ceiling, said Orochimaru, who appeared from behind a pillar. You. What are you doing here? Demanded Kakashi, taking a defensive stance. Long time no see, Kakashi. But I didn't come here for you. I have some business with that boy behind you, replied Orochimaru. What do you want with Sasuke? Asked Kakashi, narrowing his single eye. It seems as though you have gained something since the last time we met. The Sharingan in your left eye. How I envy your good fortune, said Orochimaru, who then paused before continuing. It is only fair that I should want it too. Don't you think? The power of the Uchiha, finished Orochimaru. Shino. Shino calmly stood up and stared down Zaku. I told you. You can't beat me. Look behind you, said Shino. Zaku looked behind him and his eyes widened, seeing heaps of bugs. When Shino spoke again, you are trapped now. You have one arm which you can use to attack me. But if you do, my bugs will be upon you. On the other hand, you could attack my bugs, but that would leave you open to me. It's always a good idea to have an ace in the hole, finished Shino, who began to gather up his chakra while forming the ram sign. Kakashi. You know this sound village that everyone is so curious about? It's mine, said Orochimaru. You see, in order to play the game you need pieces to put on the chessboard. Willing pawns, elaborated Orochimaru. So, is Sasuke one of these pawns? Asked Kakashi. No. Sasuke is a much more valuable piece than a pawn, said Orochimaru. Shino. Zaku's other arm started to twitch and he pulled it out of his sling. Hey, what do you know? I got movement in my other arm as well. Always have an ace in the hole, isn't that what you said? Asked Zaku, who then fully extended his arm and pointed one at Shino and one at the bugs. Slicing sound wave, shouted Zaku. Nothing came out of his wind holes, but his arms were blasted off at the elbow. Ugh, what is this? Cried Zaku in pain. Shino appeared behind Zaku and spoke. I plugged up both of your arms just in case you were faking. It seems I was wise to do so. While I did say an ace in the hole is good, 2 aces in the hole is better, said Shino, who then punched Zaku in the back, sending him sprawling on the ground and almost unconscious. Hey, check Zaku before announcing winner. Shino Abarame. Orochimaru stepped forward towards Sasuke and Kakashi charged up a lighting blade in response. Take one more step and one of us will die here. I don't care if you're one of the Sunin, the legendary 3 ninja. Come any closer to Sasuke and I'll kill you, shouted Kakashi, his lone eye blazing in fury. Orochimaru started laughing and then looked Kakashi straight in the eye. Kakashi, you're very brave and very stupid. I'll leave for now, but Sasuke is an avenger. One day he will come looking for me in search of power, said Orochimaru as he walked away before he paused and said, unless you follow through with your threat to kill me, that is, stated Orochimaru while releasing a bit of bloodlust. Kakashi was terrified but kept his lighting blade going in an attempt to hide his fear. Orochimaru kept laughing and walked away until he disappeared from sight. One of us will die here? I must have been out of my mind, thought Kakashi in fear. He then takes Sasuke to the hospital. Kakashi then used a body flicker and appeared behind Naruto and Sakura. Oh, Kakashi-sensei, you're back. How's Sasuke? Asked Sakura. Oh, he's fine, but I think you should be more worried about yourself now. Look, said Kakashi, pointing towards the board as it showed. Sakura Harano vs Ino Yamanaka. The two begin fighting instantly. Although they both fail to successfully attack the other, Niji wonders if their fighting skill is the best Kunoichi can do. Only for Tenten to state that their lack of fighting prowess is not because they are female, but rather because they are restraining themselves. Sakura, unwilling to lose to Ino and not happy with the fact that Ino is pulling her punches and taking pity on her, insults Ino. A flashback is shown, where Ino teaches Sakura about the significance of flowers in an arrangement. She uses the cosmos flower as an example. And that thorough word works to complement it? Sakura asks if that means she's just there to compliment Ino's beauty. To which she denies, adding Sakura is a bud waiting to bloom. Another memory is shown, where Sakura tells Ino that when she chooses to wear her forehead protector properly, that's when she becomes a true shinobi. After trading insults, Sakura removes her forehead protector from her head and places it on her forehead. Ino removes hers from her waist and also places it on her forehead. As true rivals, the pair then rush at one another, finally deciding to take the battle seriously. Sakura and Ino continue exchanging blows with neither able to gain the upper hand. And running out of chakra, she berates Ino for being too focused on beauty rather than her kunoichi skills, causing her to cut her hair off and throw it on the ground. Desperate, Ino decides to use mind-body transfer to force Sakura to forfeit, despite knowing how inaccurate it is, and that she will be left immobile if it misses. Sakura dodges the attack and appears to have won, but finds herself trapped by the strands of Ino's cut hair which have been infused with chakra to form a binding rope. Ino reveals to only have pretended to miss on purpose, intending to lead her into the trap. She uses mind-body transfer again, knowing it can't miss now, and succeeds on gaining control of Sakura's body. Having gained control, Ino tries to make Sakura forfeit the match. Just then, Naruto yells at her to not to give up, prompting inner Sakura to appear and force Ino out of her head. Although confused by what happened, Ino lacks the energy to try again. Kakashi presumes that Ino's lack of chakra was a factor in Sakura's small victory but also takes note of her strong will. They both charge at each other to exchange final blows, resulting in a double knockout. Hayate decides that neither of them will pass to the next round. Kankuro vs Misumi, Kabuto's teammate. Kankuro easily wins his battle against Misumi by tricking him into attacking Karasu, Kankuro's puppet. In retaliation, Karasu snaps Misumi's neck, though he survives due to his ability to contort himself. To be continued.